Here at this spot, there are indeed realistic chances to catch the rare meagre, and that is exactly what I'm doing right now. Testing this spot for about 1 hour already, and it looks really good. Yes, catching the meagre, that is not so easy at all, because he is pretty random in his movements, and you do not catch him easily, especially not so easily targeted. And most of the time you get these candidates here instead, while searching for the meagre. So, the ones that you always catch and catch everywhere. But here at the 55, so on the 55 sandbank, trophies were caught again recently, and also in Discord. And yes, here Butzkula had posted his entry in the trophy hall. His 100th trophy was then the meagre. Well, and that I just have to test again. Meagre I take gladly. The first meagres are already in, 2 pieces at least, 13 kilograms and 22 kilograms. That does not sound all that fantastic. And you might think, well, okay, a 13 kilogram fish, a 22 kilogram fish. But that is also worth it in terms of silver. So I am now here for a good 1 hour at the spot. And also regarding silver, that is already really nice. We will check that out in a moment. I will call the submarine again right away, and then we will see what this has brought in silver here. Well, you have to stand here the whole time and keep jigging. In addition, we now also have weather change right here. So a storm is coming up, and thunderstorm too. I think I will not continue for very long here now, but the first hour was definitely worth it already. Despite everything, you are always down at the bottom, and you are doing this classic movement near the ground and then jigging right in that area. How that works exactly, and how it also works super well without the electric reel, which sets everything exactly to the meter, I will show you in a moment. We are here now on the 55 sandbank, and I'm always exactly on the 55, always in this area. Of course, the drift always passes by here, but in the end, if I'm too far away, I just drive back here again, and then you drift back in that direction at some point. So always in this area, 55, right on the number, right in the middle. Yes, how do you test now when you have cast out and you do not have the exact possibility to measure precisely by the meter, but maybe only in 5-meter steps? I will show you that right now. I will cast again right away, and then there is one possibility, actually the best possibility, to set it into the right zone every time. So how do you set the lure exactly into the perfect zone near the bottom? Well, look, we will take that one too, of course. So cast out loosely, and then, of course, let everything sink down again first. And then we will eventually reach the zone where we are on the bottom, and that is good. So then we are already on the bottom, and then, of course, we close the bail, pull in a little already, but we still have this bottom movement still near the ground. And then the rod tip goes all the way up. Higher is not possible. We still have movement near the bottom, then we crank. Now the movement near the bottom is gone. Now the rod tip goes down. We are back in the area. But now we are in the area in such a way that by jigging, we keep dipping into the zone and coming out again. We are jigging, and we are now exactly and perfectly at this height that we are nicely in the area every time, or in this important area of movement near the bottom. We are not too deep so that the lures lie on the bottom, but we are exactly in this zone so that it fits perfectly. That is actually the simplest method, whether you are low level at the 34 sandbank or high level without really having to measure much. You do not even need the display of how deep you are. Even that is not necessary. You can just let it sink, and then with this movement near the bottom with the display, you can set it right away. Lift the rod, let the rod drop, done. So what do we have here again? Another pollock. Well, there have not been so many of those yet, but now, because of the strong wind, I have drifted away again. That means now I drive back to the correct spot. So exactly back to the 55. Earlier it was rather normally cloudy or with light sunshine. Now, of course, we have a drastic weather change. How far that will affect things, I will see shortly. Yes, at the moment it looks like this. Flounders were also caught here again and again, Also sea pike, which is not bad either. Wolfish and coalfish, that is also worth it. Turbot included. So silver-wise, not bad at all. But of course here the meagre really kicks in. These are the fish with which you make really a lot of silver. And these are also the ones that are so rare. And that is exactly the one I'm looking for because he is so rare. So I will jig a little more here. And in the meantime, I will also already call the submarine because then we will look again what this has brought. In the meantime, we are now already at about 1 hour and 30 minutes, although I was not really active there. You will certainly get a much better net with much more silver than what I got here. I did it half AFK, also stood a little in the kitchen, but overall, it should fit quite well here at this spot. So here comes the submarine. Yes, indeed. And we are still jigging heavily here. And bam, now we look inside. Sort by price. And that looks good, does it not? 350 silver for a 22 kilogram fish. 200 silver for the 13 kilogram fish. That is so fantastic. And also here the following ones. 60 silver, 50 silver, 40 silver, and so on. So really good prices for these fish. And that of course makes the whole thing so valuable. Now of course already 1 hour and 30 minutes approximately, but nevertheless we have here 1100 silver already at this spot. And as I said, the meagres, oh, there is another one on already, are also being caught here at the moment, yes, up to trophy, and that probably brings insanely much cash. That is really incredible how much these fish bring. And now we will of course also briefly look at the setup and what else is important, yes. And then we have it, do we not? Then we have all the important information. Out here, drive over to the 55. The sinking phase does not even take that long. That is really nice. You know the height adjustment now, and you can do that at all heights, at all water depths. Oh wow, that brings in really good cash again. Herring I also gladly take with me. Fantastic. Quickly back down with it, and in the meantime, let us look at the setup. So of course here with the 181 kilogram setup, so heavy sea fishing here with the heavy boat rod, 181 I always gladly take because that is safe all the way through. If you are standing here with braided leader material, then of course you don't have as much security. That means a shark could bite through much faster. That's why I'm always here only with the 181 kilogram mono leader, yes. And in this case now here, the parrot smoker as giant silicon fish. So giant silicon fish here. Now even only with a size 6 hook, I think I will change to size 8 hook right away. I believe a size 8 would also be a possibility for the fish, so that you still have good frequency with a size 8 hook, and at the same time, maybe still have the chance for even bigger fish. Yes, now I'm curious how the bad weather affects things here. So with normally cloudy weather and light sunshine, it was already very good. And now of course the big question, how will the bad weather affect the fish? But I am already satisfied now. Twice I caught the meagre again here. This is so far the biggest meagre I've caught. And I'm curious whether at some point the thing will even come in here with 60-70 kilograms. That would be really nice. So much about the spot. So much about the 55 and the meagre. Good luck that it also works for you. Of course, bring along a little patience here. It still remains a rare fish. That means it does not mean you just drive here and catch the meagre. But there are indeed realistic chances that he might go in here, and those chances you just have to take. Come here to the 55, leave a like, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and then we will see each other in the next video. Until then, tight lines.